outside reading for you again. This is the weekend of the 10th and 11th of November, so I'm just going to take you down on the beach and see what's left after the storm that we had last night. So I'll catch you later. Okay. So here we are. The brook that runs down into the sea. Yeah, it's still quite a blustery day, and we've already had some thunder and lightning, so I thought I'd nip out before the next rainfall. There we are, Devon flag flying there. Here we are. There's the boats. Again, it's a bit too rough for them to go out just yet. As you can see, we've got some quite heavy dark clouds coming in. There's a few folks about, which is nice. So when we get the thunder and lightning, that is accorded to Jupiter, or Zeus, because Zeus used to throw lightning bolts at people when he got mad at them. So this is a big shaking up of energies around us at the moment. Time to wake up. So there we are, we got all the fishing stuff. Boats sitting on the beach. The sun is shining through the clouds, but don't know how much longer they'll be able to stay out of its way. So see if there's probably lots of flotsam and jetsam about. There usually is after a storm. Cuttlefish we find a great deal. So there we are, there's a sign of Venus Aphrodite. Look, isn't she beautiful? Coming up out of the waves in a shell. Oh, that one's going in the collection. Plane. They're not kids anymore, they're being like kids, they're honouring that childlike exuberance and energy falling over. And then there's the rest of the family. And it's brown, the water is brown, so the storm has churned up an awful lot of stuff that's been sitting at the bottom of them. So it's a cleansing, healing energy that's coming in. It's dirty, dark, grubby stuff that we live within our lives. We just take for granted. So we walk along a little bit more, see what else the storm has brought. So when I do the inside bit, I'll tell you what cuttlefish is all about. There's loads of them. They're just what's left of the creature is thrown up onto the beach. It's lovely. It's not cold. It's not a cold wind. It's a west wind. And the west wind is known as Zephyrus in the Greek. So if you've heard of a zephyr, the old car called a zephyr. When I was young in England commission. So the west wind is the winds of change. And in the tarot he's depicted as the Page of Swords. So this is the winds of change blowing change into your lives, whether you like it or not. But usually with the west wind and the Page of Swords, swords energy is your mind, it's how we speak, it's your intellect, it's ideas. So you may find the ideas come to you out of the blue because they are due. And if you've been struggling with how to work something out, looking for a solution to a situation around you for a while, woo, this west wind, Zephyrus, is bringing you the solution. But it might mean that things have to get churned up quickly, like this water. But what I'm hearing is also that the solution is closer than you think. So with every problem, the solution lies against it, is leaning against it. So you don't actually have to look that far. Hello my lovelies. Well, this is the inside bit from the outside bit we did earlier on. Lovely to see you again. It's been pretty rough out there. Things have just started to settle down a little bit, but I think we're going to have lots more heavy rain and maybe some storms later on. But look what's come inside with me, rainbows. This is the sunshine falling onto a crystal I have in the window. And I thought after all the heavy rain today there should have been a rainbow outside. Sadly didn't see one, but shown up here, which is lovely, isn't it? So we are continuing on from what we talked about earlier on this morning, and hopefully what you saw within the scenery on the beach with the waves crashing and such like has helped to bring you to a place of upliftment, joyfulness, seeing everybody mucking about on the beach, the guys having fun playing with the ball. And I brought the shell that I picked up there. There you are. A nice unbroken one, which is beautiful. and representing the Venus energy, and she's still going backwards in the sky until the 16th, but finding that there is just a nice reminder of going for a walk on a blustery day is really a gift to yourself, and how you can just let the cobwebs blow away, and this feeling of self-love. So we've got another dude with us today, another of my guides, and this one is he sort of jumped out at me from reading a book called Autobiography of a Yogi by a chap called Paramahansa Yogananda. And even though the person who wrote the book is just the most gorgeous being, has a lovely energy, this gentleman jumped out more so for me, and he actually was the guru or the teacher of Paramahansa Yogananda, and this gentleman is called Sri Yukteswar. So he was an Indian yogi teacher and a guru, and he has an energy about him which is can feel somewhat stern, because he looks so proud is the wrong word. He's powerful. He's just aware. He has this awareness, and the Sri, S-R-I, is the Indian sort of version of Sir. So, and also saint. So in the Indian tradition, he was seen as a saint in his own lifetime. So he came through to me through having read the book, and then I decided to paint him from a black and white photograph. So I hope he feels that I've done him justice. And he's also, in this depiction, is part of one of the illustrations of one of the books that I've written, a children's book called Sylvester, Archie and the Angels. So he's the top angel. He's called the Galactic Commander in the book. So I've asked him if he would join us for this inside session. So hopefully some messages and intuitive insights will come through from him. I just want to go back to the video I made yesterday where I mentioned about smiling. So smiling to or at a stranger, even, or somebody that you don't know, and getting a smile back, and the gift that is, and the synchronicities of the universe. I was scrolling through some stuff yesterday, and this popped up, and it's a wonderful poem by the beloved late Spike Milligan, and it's called Smiling. Smiling is infectious, you catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I walked around the corner and someone saw me grin. When he smiled, I realised I'd passed it on to him. I thought about the smile and then realised its worth. A single smile like mine could travel all the way round the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Start an epidemic and get the world infected. So, carrying on yesterday's theme of smiling and happiness and joy and such like, and also I came across this little thing as well. It says, a simple act of caring creates an endless ripple. So, smiling to yourself, smiling at somebody else today, and any old day of the week, creates an endless ripple. So it's just emanating outwards from us all into the collective consciousness. And there was another thing that jumped into my mind, and I was unaware for quite a while about the days of the week. And for those who think that astrology and astronomy is a load of old hooey, then why are the days of the week and the months of the year named after the gods? So the Greek, the Roman and the Germanic people and the Norse people, there's an interchangeability of the names of their gods, and they gave those names to the days of the week. So we have Saturday is named after Saturn, or Kronos in the Greek. Sunday is named after the sun. Tuesday is named after a Norse goddess called Tyr, Tyr, and the other version of that is Mars. So the English and German version of Tyr was Mars, the god of war. Wednesday is named after Woden, or Odin, and in the Roman he is Mercury, and in the Greek he is Hermes. A Thursday, have a guess, named after Thor, the god of thunder. So that's the Norse god, and in the Roman he's Jupiter, and in the Greek he's Zeus. And then Friday is named after a Norse goddess called Freya, Freya, who translates into the Roman as Venus and the Greek as Aphrodite. And the Greeks called these days of the week days of the gods, Theon Hemeral. And so for many hundreds and thousands of years, our timeline has been named after the gods and the goddesses. Now, Mercury is the Roman god of commerce, travel, thievery, and the sort of negative part of Mercury is known as Loki. So if you've seen the movie Thor, and his dad was Odin, and his brother was Loki. So we have Mercury going retrograde from the 16th of this month in November, and that's when the trickster part can emerge. So the thievery, because Loki is known as the trickster. He likes to play tricks on people. So there can be issues around things being stolen, and it's not just possessions, material things. It can be ideas, it can be stealing your heart. So just be aware that there is a bit of a naughty energy coming up around that period, which lasts right through to December the 6th, I believe. In the Greek, Mercury is known as Hermes. So you might see some of the delivery lorries, the people who come and deliver stuff to you, and it has Hermes written on the side. So he's actually the Greek god of commerce, invention, cunning and theft. So there you are again. He's shown up as the sort of shadow side of him is a little bit cunning. He's a patron of travellers and rogues, so he can help rogues out of awkward situations. So that puts me in mind of stand and deliver your money or your life. And as Hermes is also the god of the crossroads, that's where people were stopped in their carriages, and a gun was pulled upon them to say, give me your possessions. Hermes is also the conductor of souls to Hades, or the underworld. So that gives you a little idea of how these energies show up in our day-to-day lives. And it is said of Thursday, which is Thor's day, or Jupiter, that's a good day for money. So if you're going to buy a lottery ticket, or you're going to use your money in a way that it will multiply, Thursday is a very good day to do that. And it's also said that if you put it's a mint in your purse or your wallet on a Thursday, that again should bring abundance to you. Now, as usual, I've chosen a few little cards to share with you, and it's very interesting how, again, there's a synchronicity about this. And that's an interesting word too, synchronicity, because Saturn in the Greek is called Chronos, who's the god of time. So synchronicity, chronos, is the bringing together of things at the most appropriate time. So a chronometer is a measure of time, a measurer of time, so like a clock, etc. And looking at how these cards have all shown up, there is a synchronicity. So it's like the things working behind the scenes to bring us some sort of clear message. The first little card, as usual, is an angel card, and this is enthusiasm. So you can see the little angel with his scarf on and his rattle. Looks like he's off to a football match. So he's shaking that rattle and shake, rattle and roll. He's getting really enthusiastic about joining in with other people and watching a spectacle. Okay. Now, the word enthusiasm, if we break that down, theos, Theos, means God or the divine. So theos, enthusiasm, is actually being with God or having God at your side or your back to urge you on. So if there are any issues around you where you really feel you would like to move forward, enthusiasm, that's the word, that's the energy that's around us at the moment, pushing us forward. It's encouragement, courage, rage of the heart or passion of the heart, pushing us forward, saying it's about time to come out from under the covers and be as a child. So it's like the guys on the beach earlier on. They didn't care. It was a windy, blustery old day. They were throwing the ball around and they were really enthusiastic about it. So they picked up on that lovely heart energy of sharing this game with each other. So then with the self-mastery card, I think we've had this before actually, simplicity, keeping things simple in your life. And if things have been a little bit difficult and your head down and trying to plough through a load of stuff, simplicity can be a gift to you of just slow down. First of all, have a cup of tea, I would say, and then just take one task at a time. One way I've found that really helps me to clear my head of thinking, oh, I've got to get all of this done today, is I set my timer for 70 minutes. So it's 1 hour, 10 minutes. And so I know that when the timer goes off, I can have a break and a cup of tea. I can either go back to what I was doing or start something else for another 70 minutes. And it's just a good feeling of sort of being in control, but not feeling that you're so bogged down that you've got to get everything done or one thing completed within the day. Simplicity. I become free from all the trappings and supports of false pride. I keep it simple. To stay free, to stay close to what is real. Unencumbered, I remain free as a master. So with this self-mastery, the power for change, the more simple we keep things in our lives, the more unencumbered we become. So it's mastering those feelings of I can't sit down and relax until I've done a certain thing. I can't reward myself. I can't enjoy myself because I've got to get this, that and the other done. So this is saying give yourself a break, simplify things in your life, and if that also means chucking stuff out, having a good old clear out of things. And again, you don't have to do the whole thing in one go or in one day. If you start on one room, set your timer for 70 minutes, clear as much as you can in that time, and then maybe go back to another day, have another clear out of other things. And as you're clearing things out of a cupboard or a room or such like, you're actually clearing it out from your mind as well, because decisions are made at that time. Shall I keep that? Shall I get rid of it? And sometimes you have to have 3 piles. So one is definitely keep, one is definitely throw away, and the other is not too sure. So you can always come back to the not too sure one later on. Then the animal card we have for today is the grouse. And the grouse is about the spiral dance. So the dance of life, we may see them as pheasants in this country, because these are American, Native American cards. So sometimes we see pheasants jumping out, we certainly do down here in Devon, jumping out of the hedges and walking across the road rather than flying. I actually saw 3 lady pheasants, and they flew right across my path as I was driving along. And it is said, if things fly in from the right, something is coming into your life. If things fly in from the left, then something is leaving your life. If something comes in, flies in directly above you, it's now. It's instant, it's instantaneous. So for the grouse energy to show up today, this again is about having fun and the simplicity and the spiral dance. So everything in this universe comes from a spiral. So how we actually grow is like a spiral. When you watch a bean growing up a bean pole, it always grows in a spiral. And this part of our arm grows in a spiral. So from there out that way, from there out that way. And our whole bodies are actually in a spiral. If you say you're stood at a bus stop and you close your eyes, you may feel yourself start to initially sway, but actually you are spiraling and you're being magnetically drawn to the electromagnetic energy of the earth. So you're actually getting very grounded. So it's party time, really. And there's a mini one, right? The mini version of the grouse. And this says, find your rhythm, honour the synchronicity again, spiral into your potential. Ooh, so I do like that. And when we talk of synchronicity, this is, it's not coincidence. Coincidence is very different energy to synchronicity. So you have maybe thinking about something for a little while, and then boom, 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 it shows up. So it's like with the poem by Spike Milligan. I was chatting to you about it yesterday, and then yesterday evening, the little poem shows up. So that was a lovely synchronicity for me to be able to share even more information with you about happiness and joy and fun and laughter and such like. So finding your rhythm, and that's one thing you can do. So yesterday I talked about the breathing exercises and having to, suggesting you lie down for that. Finding your rhythm in life, again, maybe if you sit down to do this, is close your eyes and just feel that motion, that sensation of spiraling. Because if you stood up to do it again, you might fall over. So we don't want any of that. So spiraling into your potential is a way of tapping into the energies of your dreams and your goals and your ideas. It's actually bringing it to you. So working with this energy over this weekend, because it's very powerful time at the moment, and if you look at my previous video 11/11/11, that actually comes in tomorrow on Sunday. So it's a triple portal of energy. So with these lovely birds coming in that tend to walk as well as fly, it's looking at when you need to walk and when you need to fly. So for some of you it will be takeoff time. So it's a launch point this weekend. Today is the 10th, so the 10 reduces to 1. So 1 is about new beginnings and jumping into something new. And tomorrow is the 11th, which is the portal. So, and then that'll be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So lots and lots and lots of lovely new beginnings. If you feel you're not ready to fly yet, then just be cautious when you're walking. Also look at how, do you wish to be led or do you wish to lead others? Because when I saw those 3 lady grouses, was that right, grouses? Grouse. They were all one flying after the other, so there was intent, a purpose for them to fly from one field to the other. So look at your intentions at present. Where do you wish to head? Into somebody's life or out of somebody's life? And what do you wish to bring into your own life? Do you want to walk into it, stroll into it? Or would you like to fly and take off? So there's some opportunities here to really flap your wings, open up that more expansive energy where you can let the wind beneath your wings. That's what they're saying, the wind beneath your wings. We're having another well-being card. I like these because they are they're slightly different, and when we're looking at various parts of our lives, sometimes we do neglect our well-being. Being well, when you give a lot of yourself to other people or other situations, it needs to come from the sense of well-being. So here we have this beautiful, what appears to be a flower, but it can be a butterfly. There. Gorgeous. And it says, I want to feel good. So when you want to feel good, it may be because you're not feeling too sprightly or not as happy or joyful as you could be. And this is one of the more well-known sayings by Abraham, and it's something that you can say every single day. It's a bit like in Reiki, where you say, just for today, I will not worry. So it says, today, no matter where I'm going, no matter what I'm doing, no matter who I'm doing it with, it is my dominant intention to see that which I am wanting to see. And with that, the intention is so set, it is so clear, it is so far-sighted, that you will only bring to you that which you really want to see. So you won't have anything showing up that you don't want to look at, that you don't want to see, that disturbs you or upsets you in any way. So today, no matter where I'm going, no matter what I'm doing, no matter who I am doing it with, it is my dominant intention to see that which I am wanting to see. So holding that vibration of that intention brings to you only that which you really, really, really want to see. I like that.
And again, it's about simplicity, being simple in your intentions and what it is you want to do for the day, and to experience in the day. Just keeping it simple. Because we do tend to complicate our lives with an awful lot of stuff, material possessions, and some people trying to outdo each other, like keeping up with the Joneses. So a lot of that is being stripped away from us, not taken away from us. Like I said, with the thievery bit of Mercury or Loki, but allowing things to fall away from us, because then you will feel unencumbered, as it said with the Simplicity card, unencumbered. By carrying so much stuff, it can really weigh you down with this feeling of, well, I have to continue in this job and doing something that I really don't like, or doing something I really hate, just to make the money to pay for all of this stuff that I've got around me. And actually I very rarely use it, I very rarely play with it, I very rarely actually have it or wear it or such like. So allowing things, ideas or belief systems to fall away, and you will feel an awful lot lighter because of it. Now, on my way back from the beach, I came across a couple who I'd done a little bit of work with regard to a situation around them. And I was happily surprised when they said, oh, we did the little process that you suggested. And I said, oh, it's wonderful, that's great. And I won't go into detail, but then the lady said, oh, but we really wish him a horrible life. We really wish that he has a horrible, horrible life. And I thought, oh, you didn't get it. You didn't really get the idea of the process, that to release something, then it no longer has a hold on you. And when we wish bad things on another person, it will always come round back to us. And as the saying goes, what I do for another, I do for myself. What I do for myself, I do for another. For you and another are one. So being very mindful of how we speak about other people, what we say about other people, wishing things upon other people to their detriment, the law of attraction will always bring it back to us tenfold. When you wish good things for other people, when you wish them well in whatever it is they are doing, that also will come back to you tenfold. And I know I've had certain instances in my life where certain things have happened to me, and I've tried to find forgiveness and a letting go, and a not carrying that burden of bitterness or resentment. And in working on myself with that, of surrendering it and releasing it, let me down, the universe brought me, and it's actually 100-fold. So what I thought I'd lost through a certain negative situation actually returned to me 100-fold. I was very, very happy to receive it. So I know that it works. So the more that you send out good, happy thoughts to people that you might even like terribly much, those happy thoughts will bounce back to you. And also they may affect the other person in a positive way. So we're going to polish off with a Auntie Doreen card, Doreen's Archangels. And again, I don't know which one we're going to have, so let's just see where we're led to today. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Goodness, wasn't expecting that. So this is a beautiful angel called Raziel, and it's about clairvoyance. Now some of you might think, oh, no, I'm not clairvoyant. I couldn't possibly be. But clairvoyance actually means clear seeing. So to see something clearly in your life. So it's a bit like having your cataracts done or buying a new pair of glasses, which isn't quite as hard going. So if there's been a problem around you or a situation around you, you just couldn't see the solution, dear Archangel Raziel is helping you to see something really, really clearly. It might not be exactly how you wanted to see it, but at least you can see it clearly. And also with his help, you can clear it away, and a healing will occur. So it says, clairvoyance, Archangel Raziel, I'm helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. And when we hand over our issues, our worries, our problems to that higher aspect of ourselves, or heaven, whatever you want to call it, and truly release it, truly get out of the way, then in divine timing, an answer will come, a solution will show up. And that has happened so often for me. I can't tell you how many times that has happened for me. Another instance, a good few years ago, I received a letter from who I considered a friend, and it was 5 pages of it, and it was pure venom, absolute pure venom, and I was so upset what this person had written to me, and also about another friend of mine, and I wrestled with it for 3 days. And I sat in meditation and I asked for help. And I surrendered the situation to my higher self, to God, universe, whatever you want to call it. And on the 3rd day, I had a revelation. I had clairvoyance. I clearly saw what the situation was all about, why this person had written these venomous words to me. And the words I received were, she wrote it to herself. And it was like everything fell away from me. All of that upset, all of that anger, all of that bitterness or the venom, it was no longer injected into me. I had destroyed the letter, I burned it. And then I felt this extraordinary compassion for this person. I was thinking, oh my goodness, they thought that about themselves. They projected all of their unhappiness, their sadness, their frustrations onto me in a letter. And I just thank God, thank the universe, that I was given release from that situation. And I sent a lot of healing energy towards them. And then it was cleared. It was healed, it was cleared, and I could move on. I don't know if the other person could, because not only did they write me a letter, they sent me a text saying the same thing. And then from the holiday that they'd gone on, I received a postcard from them saying the same thing. So it was violent, venomous, vehement anger pouring out of this person. And I was the recipient of it, but realised, thank goodness, with the help of my beautiful helpers and angels and such like, that it wasn't actually directed at me. So hopefully on some level there was a healing for them. So whatever situations you have around you at present where you feel you really can't move forward, you can't see clearly, see that beautiful energy. Feel those wings embracing you, surrounding you, filling you with love, filling you with healing energies. Hand over your problem. Surrender it and release it. And within 3 days you should get a solution. It might not be what you're expecting, but a solution will come, and there will be very strong healing associated with it. So there you are, my lovelies. Again, I've enjoyed this session with you. I hope you have too. If you would like and share and subscribe, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. And also I would like to thank you all for watching. If you have any comments or any questions, you can pop them in the box below, and there you will also find details of how you can have a drawing or a painting done by me of your spirit guides, or an inspirational painting, or if you'd just like to have a reading. And again, all the details are in the box below. So until next time, have a lovely, lovely weekend. Again, thank you for watching. I love you all. Bye for now.